to the Brand Bridge. This is episode 2 called Clarity Before Strategy. And so I want to tell you guys a little bit of a story about how I came to build my business and grow my brand. So I didn't actually think I was going to be an entrepreneur. I didn't have any desires to, have my own business. I didn't grow up thinking that that was even a possibility. Nobody I knew were entrepreneurs. I didn't know, it didn't even cross my mind that this was an option. And then when I met my husband, he was very entrepreneur, is very entrepreneurial. And so he never wanted to work for somebody else. And so you have these two people, they say opposites attract. But here we are, and, I've only ever worked for someone, and he's only ever worked independently. And so it was just very interesting to see how, he managed his time and the things that were important to him, of why he kind of didn't want to work that corporate life. And so basically, when I met him, he was a personal trainer. And then he found his love for music, which isn't completely totally out of the picture because his dad's a musician, his whole family's musical. He even played music when he was a child as well. So it made sense that, he would eventually go back to something that is just part of who he is. And so when he started his music career, as a good girlfriend, of course, I wanted to be, I decided, well, I'm going to learn more of the business side of it, the marketing side, like what does he have to do? And I had taken some courses in college of how to put flyers together and things like that, old school way. There was no Canva back then. So everything was kind of done in Word and Microsoft and these types of tools and resources. And so the good girlfriend I decided to look more into photography, videography, social media, and I started helping him. And then one of my best friends, a few years later, the music thing kind of got put to side. We got married, we had a couple of kids, and the music was a little bit to the side. And then when our kids got to a certain age, he decided to get back into music again, more full time. And so I started helping him with social media, with Facebook and Instagram, started making some content for him. And my best friend at the time and was doing her business. She's still my best friend. But at the time she was doing her business, and she encouraged me to start mine because she said, you're really good at it. Why don't you do it too? And so that's basically how and why I started my business. It was just because I was helping my husband. And then I found that I really had a passion for it, a knack for it. I was good at it. I'd always been interested in marketing. I wanted to, it was like a secret kind of dream of mine to back into marketing somehow. And I was working in corporate, and I was trying to figure out how am I going to get into the marketing department and all these things. And so that's how I started. And so getting to the topic at hand, clarity before strategy. So this is something that is key. This is something that is key. We've all done it, especially if you're just starting your business or you've started in your business in the last year or two. You know that one of the first things you probably thought about was your logo, right? You need a logo, you need a website, you need some colors, you need to get on social media, like all of these things, right? And so we tend to do the fun stuff, the visual stuff, the stuff that we can see before we actually have the clarity and the strategy that we need to put into place to actually make our business function and build our brand. And so if we don't have that clarity from the beginning, if we don't understand how that works in our strategy, we're going to struggle for sure. And struggle I did. And I also struggled, I have to say, out of pride, because my friend got help right away. She started working with a coach like about a month, I think, after she started her business, and got a client right away. It took me about 4 months for me to get my first client. And that's just because of pride. That's just because I didn't want to ask for help. I just thought, no, I can do this. I can figure it out. And pride got in the way. And now I know that if you're going to build anything, especially the big dreams that you have, the big goals that you must have a support system of some kind that is going to help you. You cannot do it on your own. So, having said all that, we think about the visuals, right? We think about the logo, the colors. We got to do this. We got to be on social media. But we don't have the clarity. We don't have the strategy. So what do we need to do? Mel, you're saying a lot of things. You keep saying the word clarity. You keep saying the word strategy, but you're not actually telling us what that is. So I'm going to tell you what it is right now. So when I say you have to have clarity, you have to understand what is the goal? What is your purpose? What calling do you have on your life that you feel like this business is going to solve a problem for the people you feel called to serve? What is that? What is that message that you want to share? What is that problem that you want to solve for your audience, for the people that you really feel called to serve? I work with people who, and I'm working with people who want to do more speaking engagements, want to do keynote speaking, want to be on podcasts, and want to make an impact more in that way. And so definitely when you get to that point of your business, you have to know what your message is. You have to have a clear message. You have to know who it is that you're speaking to. You have to know what is the problem that your solution solves. And you have to just know that so deeply. It really has to be the mission, the vision that you have. It has to be the why that you have. Like, why does your business exist? And not only why does your business exist, because we understand that there are thousands of life coaches out there. There's thousands of brand strategists. There's thousands of marketers and website developers. There's thousands of massage therapists. There's thousands of consultants of different kinds. But why is someone going to choose you? Why is someone going to choose you? The reason someone is going to choose you is because they feel a connection to you. They see that your solution is unique. They feel seen. They feel heard. They feel like you're speaking to them. Because it's about language. It's about having, that's what marketing is. It's about having the right language so that you can speak directly to the people that you feel called to serve. Because when people see your content, your marketing, when people see you, when they hear your message, when they hear you speak, there's only two reactions that are good reactions. One is people are going to see your stuff and be like, no way. No way. That is so not me. That is so not for me. I do not want that. Or they're going to say, yes, that is me. It's like she's in my head. It's like she's talking straight to me. It's like she read my journal yesterday. Those are the only two reactions that are good reactions. And you might say, why would you want someone to be like, no, never, I will never work with this person? Because it means your message is so clear that they know this is not for me. If you're getting, well, maybe, well, I don't know. I mean, it sounds, I'm not sure. This is the worst possible position you could be in. And you might be like, but wait, I've gotten clients who were maybes before who decided to work with me. If someone sees you and your in your content, your marketing, your offers, and they aren't sure, they're a maybe, it means that even if they're the right client, it just means that your messaging is not clear. Your messaging should be definitely more clear. And when I say messaging, I'm talking about the words, the language that you are using in your content, in your marketing to connect to the right people, the right opportunities. That's what I mean by messaging. Your message means, I'm going to break it down to you right now. The three things that I actually help my clients with too is your message, messaging, and positioning. So, Mel, what are those things? You just said three things. I don't know what you're talking about. So, your message is, this is my vision. This is my vision. This is my mission and vision. This is where I'm going. Who's coming with me? Who sees themselves in this? Who can relate? That is your message. Your messaging now is the language that you're going to use in your marketing to connect to people. So for the people that I work with, when they hear words like calling, you're being called, you're purpose driven, you are playing small, you are you are you know not you're not going and driving forward to the mission that you feel that like you have on your heart. When my clients and people that work with me hear these type of words, this is my part of my messaging. It's part of the connection of what they want, what they see, what they feel, and how they see themselves. That's what messaging is. It's the words and the language that you're using in order to connect to the right audience. And then your positioning means, how am I placed in the marketplace uniquely? It's about your unique placement in the marketplace. So what makes your life coaching business different than that other person's life coaching business? How are you positioned in the market that when people see you, they're like, oh, because so this is something I've been saying for years. People want to feel something familiar, but have a unique experience. This is very important for people because if you're too wild, if you're too crazy and out there, then it's like, ooh, people are going to back off because it's like, it's too unfamiliar. They're not sure what's going on. And then if you're too kind of more on the familiar side, then you fall into a generic commodity, boring, same as everybody else, nothing original, nothing unique, not authentic. You fall into that category. So people, even though they want to feel something familiar, they still want the unique experience. I'll give you an example. If a grocery store doesn't have any food in it, if you walk into a grocery store and they're selling electronics and they're selling maybe some cans of food, no fresh produce, a few chocolate bars and chips, and maybe all the iPhones, all the new iPhones. Their idea of trying to be very unique, it's like, oh, we're a grocery store, but we only sell canned goods and iPhones. Like, that's a bit too unique. Because people still want to go in and make it and have it feel like a grocery store, if that's how you're positioning yourself. Now, feeling having a familiar feeling, but having a unique experience would be like your grocery store, regular grocery store. You have fresh produce, you have the canned goods, you have all the food, all that stuff, but maybe have a laundromat in the back. So now when people, they can go, they can do some of their laundry, but they can do their shopping instead of just sitting there and waiting for their laundry to be done. They can do some shopping at the same time. So that's a unique experience. It's like, oh wow, I can do my groceries and I can do my laundry at the same time. By the way, that's a great idea for someone. If it hasn't been done already, but that is a great idea. So you're welcome. Whoever's going to start that, if you heard it here first, you're welcome. But just to say that you have to have that clarity. You have to know what your message is. You have to know the messaging, the words, the language that you're going to use to connect to the right audience. You have to know how you're going to position yourself uniquely so that you're authentic. People are feeling something familiar, but they're having that unique experience that's required for you to stand out. And something that I just want to end with is, and a reminder of the fact that who you are is more important than what you do. Because who you are shapes the approach of what you do. I want you to remember that. You're going to hear that a lot on my podcast because it's just something that means so much to me. And that's part of my message, to not get lost in your business, to not make your identity in the success or maybe the struggle of your business. That who you are is so much more important. People want to connect with people. Now more than ever, people are craving community. People are going to more in-person things because of connection with people. So don't forget that who you are is more important than what you do. Just always remember that. Your story matters, your voice matters, what you have to say matters, and your message matters. So once you get clarity on those three things, your message, your messaging, your positioning, that solution that you solve, it's going to make everything in your business run so much smoother because you have the core of the things that matter to the people that you're going to be working with. Of course, you need systems, you need, the CRMs, you need if you want to start an email list and these things. Of course, these things are important, but if you don't know what you're even saying to people, if you don't know how to connect to people or why people should connect with you, then you can have all the best systems you want. And it's still not going to bring you to where you want to be. So don't skip the first things first. Make sure that you have the clarity of those three things I mentioned, your message, your messaging, and your positioning. And it'll just build a strategy and help you get clarity on the strategy that you need in order to connect with the right opportunities. So I hope that you took a lot from this podcast, this episode. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, if there's other questions that you have that you want me to answer on the podcast, please let me know. And in the meantime, just sending you so many blessings. You are a blessing to someone. So stop striving, stop overthinking, stop second guessing, and be a blessing. Until next time, bye.